Hey guys, what's up? This your girl Queen G. I am your host. Welcome to another segment of Queen G Live Experience. Wow, I'm floating, y'all, because it's been so many amazing guests on this podcast, and I've been so excited every single day, every moment. I'm literally living. When you live in your passion, it's exciting. You know what I mean? You shouldn't live in your passion and then be sad all the time. It's just I don't know. If that's the case, you're not living in the right, you know, lane of what you're supposed to be doing. I'm serious. Because you should have one of these on your face all the time when you're walking in your divine passion. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful to have this platform to be able to talk to all of you, get on here every single day and just present my special guests that are always in queue and in the building. I appreciate you guys so much who all referred the show to others and who have been on this platform and taken the time to sit in queue with me for this hour and talk with me. I have a special guest in queue already. He is a producer. He has done all different types of things. He's in the cinema business. Okay, so we're going to talk to him about his journey. And I can't wait to, have you get to know him here on this platform. So let's welcome officially Mr. Forrest to the platform. Hold on one second. Let me get him in here. Hey, welcome to the show.
Queen G, how
doing?
Are you? I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh my God. No, thank you for being on the show. Look, it's nice when you appreciate each other, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because that's what it is. It's networking. It's about people. We're in the business of people.
Exactly. And thank you for getting a space in my new upcoming magazine. Let's
right.
Go to Work ENT magazine. You will be featured in the cinema edition.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm excited about having you. And wow, we got some work to do.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the business. I mean, and this is part of the business. We got to promote, and you got to. One thing that I always say to these people who are out here trying to make it happen, when they say it costs to be the boss, everything ain't free. That's the first lesson.
It's not.
Everything ain't free. When you want something, you got to pay to get where you want to go. That's business.
Right. Right. And when you believe in yourself too, you invest in yourself.
That's right.
So how long have you been an entertainer? And tell us a little bit about your journey and what you do.
All right. So this entertainment thing started back in really around the Olympics in '96. I used to do promotions for Rowdy Records. And so I used to go to all the clubs, dropping off CDs. So I was always in that music entertainment. And my brothers and sisters, they sang. And so as time progressed, I got into media production. And so around that time, I was doing music videos. I did this video called Swag Surfing that ended up being the HBCU anthem. And so I was always in media. Yeah. I was always in that media space, doing TV shows and entertainment shows. And so over time, moving forward, with my company, we do a lot of stuff with corporate and government agencies. I got into film around 2013. I always told stories, but now we're just telling stories in this platform. So I had to learn the business of film because it's a different industry. Even though you're still using cameras and stories, it's a totally different industry. So I had to go in so I could get that respect.
Wow, that's awesome. Wow. You mentioned the Olympics. I'm just thinking about that. We didn't get a chance to have it this time. This year was the year that we were supposed to have.
That's right.
The Olympics in 2000. Wow, what a year we've had.
Yeah, COVID put some stuff on halt, but it also, for creatives, it challenged us. I think this was, outside of, we know that people have lost loved ones, but for the creatives, it's challenged us to look at how we do our business, because that model, we going to sit and sink. But, a lot of us had to just jump in the ocean and swim, like you.
We just had to do it. Look.
We had to get out there and go do it.
Dive right in and go for it.
Just go.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I see that you just trademarked a business. Tell us about that business and what that is exactly.
All right. So in my line of work, I consider myself a businessman first, right? But I'm a creative. So the term that I have is called filmpreneur, and it's about the film business because you can't leave one without the other. So that's my calling card into the industry. As I'm doing films, and I try to, separate who I am or what's my calling card in the business. So I trademark the word filmpreneur. So I use it a lot, it's for workshops, but that's just my thing. I'm, savvy with the creative storytelling, but I'm also savvy with that business and paperwork.
And that you should be, because
not to.
When you get down to it, in a nutshell, it is probably about 40% talent and 60% business.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the way of everything. Like, we know we're in the entertainment business, the movie business. Everything has that business to it. So, no matter how creative, at the end, it comes down to that black and white, the paperwork. And,
right, exactly.
The more you embrace the paperwork, the better off you are, seeing your project come to fruition. If you're looking at trying to get money, up front or on the back end, you have to have that paperwork in place. So that's something for me that I really focus on, not just the creative aspect, but I like to sit at the table and let's hash out how this is going to work so that everybody can eat on this project.
Details of what our roles are, and how much everybody's going to get, and what's this and what's that. You gotta cross every T and dot every I.
That's right. Yeah,
when it comes to projects, if you're a serious entertainer,
that's right.
You know what I mean? If you're really in this for real, it's business.
Yeah, it is business. Hey, it is business. I remember you saying on one of your shows that I watched how you had a stint where you worked in the business of ministry in church. I actually did too. And, it's a different side, but it's just that there's business side to everything. And so it's like understanding that you're like, hey, even with what we're doing now, there's the business of what we're trying to do. So no, I completely understand and agree with you.
Oh yeah. And so what are you working on right now? What's your current projects that you have on the table as we speak?
So right now I have a feature film that I'm putting together that we're shopping. It's a story about all Black female basketball team in the 60s in the South. Ooh. They won 3 high school championships, but during that time of integration and Jim Crow, all their records were lost. So the only records they have are, of the other teams that won the championship. So there's this unsung story of some of the greatest basketball high school players that came out during that time, and nobody knows about them. So for the past couple of years, I've been getting that information. I was able to interview every last one of the players to get their perspectives. They were still alive.
Wow.
Yeah. So right now, I was doing a mini documentary. I put the trailer together, just getting some feelers in film festivals. But now I'm putting together that media kit to try to shop that and get some people to sign on to be a part of this project, because I think it's an amazing story.
That's powerful. So is it documentary style? Is it documentary style?
Yeah, what I did was documentary style. I did it for the sake of getting backstory, because I needed really to get into that world to help develop writing the project. So as I'm writing, gotcha. I did that documentary so I can get the insight from the players, what it was like growing up in that time. And it's interesting, you're hearing it from these young African-American women that this was a great time for them, and it wasn't until now that they're like, wow, that's right. None of our stuff is just, out there. We would dominate. We were, undefeated state championships. So it's just been a great project. And it's, just good to see how the city has gotten behind me, because it was actually in Macon, Georgia that happened.
Was it even equal at that time? They had it's a predominantly male position as far as the girls basketball.
Like, even the varsity coach was even talking about how he didn't like his boys to scrimmage against the girls. They were that good. These girls were like the type of girls that grew up playing outside, And what's interesting is that, it shows like how these young ladies were taught to be ladies. But when they stepped on the court, all that was out the door. But when they got off the court, basketball was something they left. So it was just interesting during that time frame how they played the game, And so I think it's a great story, because we're talking about Black history, we're talking about women's history, and we're also talking about an important piece of sports history. So,
it probably kept them out of trouble too. I'm thinking about, some of our young kids, they giving them an alternative, of something to do like that.
Right. Yeah,
keeps them from going into the wrong lane in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's right.
Exactly.
Sports is
How did Kobe's death impact you?
That was hard. I mean, and I'll be honest, in my background, I played Division I college basketball. So I used to be a basketball head. I was like a lot of the guys, I had those NBA dreams. So, growing up, I was in the Michael Jordan era. So while we love Kobe, Mike was my guy.
Me too, yeah. Right.
Kobe so much. I respected who he was as a player and his drive. So to see that happen, with his daughter, and not only that, just leaving behind, his family and kids, I think his impact on what he was doing. I mean, Kobe had just won an Oscar.
Yeah.
This dude was on something. He had an Emmy, an Oscar. So who he had evolved to, it was sad because you couldn't see that evolution of him, as a man now with these kids. And that kind of resonated with me because I have daughters myself. So that pain of just them not having their father, that was hard. So I think we lost a great example of a person and into the sports world, definitely.
Yeah, not just iconic, but also if you have a family, period, you were sad. Like it just made you sad. It was a hard time, the top of the year. That's how our year started. Do you hear me?
We started.
It started like that.
Yep. And we couldn't even, in the midst of mourning, COVID hit, and it was just like people didn't have time to really God, that's crazy. Because now we're like, man, I remember when COVID first hit, I was like, if I step outside, spray me down, all bleach, everything. It was just crazy. We didn't know what it was.
Right. Yeah. I had just gotten to see Kobe at a conference in Vegas some months, prior to him dying. And it was just, it knocked me out just to see him on that stage, and then he's gone. Like it's gone.
Just like that. And it happened. So it seems, with so much that's happened this year between, all the things that have happened with what we've had to deal with just political issues, racial issues, all of this, it seems like it happened years ago. Like it seemed like that happened, a couple of years ago. And it was just like, man, that was 8 months ago, 9 months ago,
Right. And then Chadwick, and then Tiny what's his name? Tiny Listener.
Yeah,
what's his name?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
That just happened. And Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
I mean, that's just it's a lot going on.
This year then knocked the wind out. But like you said, it's something about it too, where for us creators, it's been powerful. It has forced us to kind of focus on detail. That's what I kind of get out of this year. It's made us focus on detail. Where you would kind of be like just running the rat race of life and what happens, and you got to go here and go there. I knew I traveled a lot. Mm-hmm. I was in my travel, before this year hit. Right. And I was everywhere on the airplane, going here, going there.
Mm-hmm. It's now everything has purpose. Like you move with purpose now, It's like if I'm not doing anything, if it doesn't have a certain outcome, like I know at least for me, that's kind of like, even to your point, you're traveling, you're doing a lot of things, and that's great. It's not that it was bad, but it's like now you're really looking at what am I doing this for and why? What's the outcome?
Right. So details, and then just what I'm saying, cherishing things more.
Right.
Yeah, because you literally see, how they used to say, you're a church guy. You know what I'm saying when I say this. Yeah. Time is winding up. Remember they used to say that statement all the time in church? Yeah. Don't you feel that? Don't you feel that now?
Hey, this was real. Like this going on. You're like, man, what's happening right now?
Right. We had a little bit of revelation going on with the locusts and the this and the that. I'm like, woo, disease on the land and this. Like you really feel kind of like, and I'm not talking a religious talk right now. I'm talking about if you grew up and you were reading the Bible and you heard, you would read some of these things that they would talk about, and you'd be like, what they talking about?
That's right.
Like, what I mean? You really didn't think that stuff was, it was kind of like, really? You know what I mean?
You read it now, they have a whole different take. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. That's happening.
Right.
So
now it feel like a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, like the revelation has woke up.
Yeah.
And then on the other end, from a religious standpoint, you feel the wealth of the sinner laid up for the just too. You know that scripture? I feel that too. I'm like, okay, this is what kind of year we in. Just God, it's real.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like too, I think for people that walk in a certain I say a certain mindset, how you carry yourself too. Because for me, most of it is about how you carry yourself, how you treat other people. What's the legacy you leave behind? It's just one of those things where they talk about not burning bridges. That to me resonates more especially when you talk about religion. To me, I really focus on how people actually act, not so much about what they say they believe. And it's like, but how do you treat people every day? Are you honest with people? Are you spending time telling them something just to get over on them? For me, it's like all about character and what people are doing. That's a big part of, how you move and how you make alliances with people. So for me, that's a big thing.
And it really is true what they say for us about action speaks louder than words. You have to follow people's action, not what they talking and what they jabbing out their mouth. Yeah. What character is coming from that person?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? What are they reflecting when you look into them or meet them and look into their lives? Mm-hmm. What is preceding them? You know what I mean? In the background. What has been the history of them? And action speaks louder than words, honestly.
Even really like when we were talking about your publication, shout out to Lester Green for, making that introduction. But me working with Lester, on this short time, I just look at his work. When you see how a person move, that tell you a lot about them. When you see how they're moving. So when they come to you or they talk about certain things, it's respect. I don't necessarily need to know, I know Lester. I look at how Lester moves. I'm like, hey.
Right. And you trust the character of him.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because he's not just talking a game. He's in it. He's living it. And he's doing it. I call him, my nickname for him is the connector.
The connector.
Yes, that's what we have on the cover of the magazine. He made the cover of my recent magazine.
Oh, that's awesome.
As you know. Yeah. And it has that on the magazine, the connector.
Yeah, I like
because everybody that talks about him says that he puts people together. He knows how to fit those domino pieces in the right places. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good skill. That's a good skill to have. Good person to know.
Exactly. Yeah, because networking in the entertainment industry, especially, is key. Networking is key.
That's right. Networking is key.
Some people don't want to introduce you to their black book or their people, and it's like it wasn't your connect in the first place.
That's right. You don't own it. You don't own it.
You acting like that? You know what I mean? Like, nah, I ain't gonna give this referral out. And you do have to be careful. I'm not saying that. Be a good judge of character with who you introduce and what you do. But come on now, people be trying to.
They're trying to hold on to stuff that they don't need. You don't need to hold on to it. I mean, you can only do so much with them.
Right.
Stuff, so.
That's right. I just really cherished my new friendship with him. I met him through MJ Own Network, which is we're on Roku together.
Okay.
I have my own show on there, and he has his own show on there.
Yeah.
And when we met, I was like, oh my God.
That's awesome.
Where have you been in my business world all my life?
Yeah. That's right. No, that's awesome.
Because people like him make the world a lot easier. I gotta also
give out this one shout out to Laura Poindexter. I just got to give her that shout out. That's how I met Lester. But that's just good connections. Good people working together and just trying to connect with other good people. And doing stuff. So for me, where I am now in Atlanta, that's to your point. With what you do, kind of what I do in my line of
work. Right, exactly. And I have also opened my platform up for the people that Lester, I want to connect everybody that he wants on here. I'm trying to accommodate and find some space and find schedule. You see, I worked it in fast.
Yeah, right.
We got you.
Let's go.
We got you. Because I just really feel like we all need a space in the world. We all need a place to be. We all need these kind of platforms to, get the vision out about what we're doing and what we're working on. And if I can be that vessel, if I can be a part of the connectors circle or cycle of life, then so be it. Let's open it up.
Yeah.
Let's get them all on here. You know, I'm mad I can't get all of them on here.
That's
right. You
know
what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, what you're doing, I think what you're doing is huge because, like you say, you're trying to do that. You're being that actually, like with this publication, you're trying to connect that missing piece in that industry, you know, whether it's, you know, the industry or also that indie industry. I mean, people need that. You know, we need that type of thing.
Exactly.
And you know that that's something that's viable.
Exactly. We're putting out a special edition for the cinema industry, period. Producers, writers, actors, casting, you know what I mean? Yeah. PAs, if you're a PA, if you're an active PA, PAs are important. Man, you know what I'm saying? I did that role a lot of times.
That's right. So important.
You know what I mean? So we need you in our acting life. So you know, we wanted to do a special edition for you guys, the ones that put out all that amazing energy every day in production, film, TV, cinema, like all those lanes. I don't think anybody is highlighting that. Like you may have an ad here or there or put them in this, but no one's focusing on that lane in particular. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of stuff coming up.
I think I know somebody that is doing that though.
Okay.
Yeah, Queen
okay,
G.
That's good.
Queen G.
Oh,
yeah. Queen G doing it. That's who doing it.
I really thought I was happy for them because it's a good lane. Like
you got that lane, Queen G. That's what you're doing.
See, you set me up because I thought I love it. I love it.
That's what's up.
Oh my God. So you I saw in your pictures, you know, that you have the all the high-tech cameras and you know what I mean? Like,
all right, so
are you a filmmaker?
Yeah, so I have a company called One Vision Productions, and we do a lot of media production here, you know, in the Southeast. And so over the time, I've had my business for now 16 years. And so over that period of time, we own studios worth of equipment. So when I transitioned into film, it made it simpler for me because we know one of the biggest expenses is equipment.
Yes.
You know, when you're trying to do a project. So I was able to jump on projects and jump on other projects because I had the things that I needed. So if someone was like, hey, I need an editor, I'm like, yeah, I edit. You know, we need cameras.
Right.
We got cameras. So I was able to knock out tons of projects in a short period of time. So even when I was producing and directing my own stuff, you know, I was able to do that. And I'm also a licensed drone pilot. I was like, listen, I need to figure out some days I need that pilot right here, and I just need to go ahead and do it. So for me, that's how it worked out. That was my break into the industry. And it was interesting. I got to work on a feature film with Fox. And it was actually, The Hate You Give. Yeah, I was contacted directly by Fox. That was, to me, that was my thing to say, okay, I came into the business and now I'm contracted directly.
Validated. You validated.
Yeah, that's valid. That was valid. I'm gonna
give you the word. I'm gonna give you the
word with the director and producers. Like we standing together. I'm working with them.
Right.
Yeah, we here.
They have put their signature on your work basically by hiring you for that job because they don't do that. They don't just blow smoke and do that. Nah. They don't do that.
Nah. And once again, I always like to acknowledge people that put me on. Shawnalina Palmer, she's in the industry. She put me onto that position. I couldn't have got that without her. She's in the industry, and I really appreciate her for doing that, for taking that chance to put my name in front of them and creating that opportunity for me. So to me, it's major when people help me to get to a place. You know, I got to do my part and be on point. You know,
right? Of course.
Time, you know, and when they refer you, it's like I'm working in your name. I got to make sure I show out, so they'll go, "Hey, Shawnalina, good referral." You know, so that's really important. That's one thing we got to do. You got to take people putting you on for different things.
That's true. That's true. Don't disappoint the referrals.
Don't disappoint them. Don't make their name look bad.
Back up what you say and what you're about. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to say this too. I have a friend that actually is looking for a production team out in Atlanta. She's looking for somebody right now. She said she got to shoot a commercial or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Her name is Shay Cross. She's a gospel singer. Mm-hmm. And, you know, she's looking for somebody, right? She's in that immediate area. You're in Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. So I'll connect you guys after this and put you in touch with each other. She just told me this yesterday. I just got on the phone with her. Also, Zarilla Bacon is in town. She's a cannabis celebrity chef.
Huh? Is that one
She's
of your
in
guests?
town right now, so I'm trying to connect some dots.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
You know, because for production teams, it's like, let's connect with the people. Let's get,
that's right.
Get the connections going.
That's right. Seriously. That's how
Set
you
some
build
stuff up.
You know, one of the things too that I'll share with you about what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of workshops. You know, I've been teaching a lot of workshops because I do a lot of public speaking. And when I do some of these workshops, is geared towards the independent film industry. And, you know, trying to tell them how to find the finances to put together projects, because sometimes that's a conundrum. You know, when you're working in the industry, you get that check, but now it's like, okay, I need to still make money. And that's been my specialty over the years, is finding finances from investors and doing in business. So when I got into film, I was able to take that skill set to film. You know, and
good for you.
How do you get a loan with a bank? Because they don't give creatives traditional loans, but how do you structure?
No, they don't.
Business? That's right. But how do you structure your business?
They barely want to pay our medical bills in the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Right. So for real.
Right. That's right.
You have to be verified for unemployment in the pandemic. Right. Like you have to. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm telling you, man, yeah, we've had to survive. That's definitely true. We've definitely had to switch modes during this pandemic and really look at things differently. So,
my goodness.
I think I came out, you know, I think a lot of people have come out better. You know, I think it's been hard on people. And for the people that it's just been a hard year, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You don't have to be, you know, the next top of the line, big time, whatever. You could have just had a bad year. It is permissible. This is a pandemic. This is not something that we dealt with. But, you know, I think coming out of it, I think we'll be a lot better, you know, because now we think differently. I don't think we'll go back to how we were before the pandemic. We'll now have a new skill set, a new way of thinking to help us as we keep moving forward.
Well, I credit this year for meeting people, individuals like yourself. We probably wouldn't have met if it wasn't for the pandemic. And it has made us connect again, because I think we were so disconnected from the world. It's like you're running every single day doing what you do. You don't really have time to sit here and have moments like this where we share and have exchange and you know, just talk, just express ourselves or whatever. And I'm telling you, I'm grateful for this year. This year I became an author times 12.
Hey, author times 12.
In 1 year.
You can't just pass that up. What do you mean author times 12?
Times 12 in 1 year. Since November of last year, I have written 12 books.
Oh, okay.
And they're on Amazon.
Let's stop. We gotta give a hand clap for that. You can't pass over 12. Woo!
And became a magazine owner, you know, as you know, the magazine that you're now gonna be in. Awesome. I created that and started that at the top of 2020.
Okay.
And many accomplishments this year. This was the year. I was like, I'm gonna get some stuff tracked in the system. How about that? Let's have some people be able to Google my name and actually see some stuff. I was about to call it see some.
This was a good year though. I mean, you know what? Like you said, you zoned in and you actually found like, okay, this is stuff that I wanted to do. Let me knock it out right now because I can't be mobile. You know, I'm not traveling as much. You know, I'm sure if you wanted to travel, you could, but it's like, hey, while I'm down, let me make something, let me move something, make it shake. So I think that's great.
Right. And it's been amazing. Like I got a chance to interview, like 2 weeks ago, I interviewed Hattie Mae from the Tyler Perry plays. I've been having some great interviews. That's been amazing. Teresa Ford will be on tonight if y'all like Family Reunion on Netflix.
That's right.
She will be on here tonight. So y'all tune in. And then I got Wednesday. I can't even give out the surprise right now. But y'all stay on my live on Wednesday. I'm not telling you to watch me. I just want y'all to see the amazing guest that's going to be lit up here on Wednesday. Okay. We got some surprises in queue.
Yeah. Now watch your
And
show.
y'all don't want to miss that. No Wednesday. Stay with me now. Stay with me.
Hey, you know,
Let's
one thing
hang
I was
out.
able to do that was similar to yours. I actually had a TV show. We just finished the final episode. This
Good
month
for
is
you.
airing. Yeah, so it's Tough Talk Show. That's my name, toughtalkshow.com. But
Okay.
we were able to get in. It was a great episode. We covered a lot of different, topics on politics, technology, artificial intelligence, film and TV industry, sports. So it was great because, like you said, you have all these business connections that you've worked with. Now this was a time you could go, hey, you know what? This would be some great material to put together. So that's something too. Like you say, the pandemic doesn't have to be a loss. It was like,
No, it wasn't.
however you want to look at it and approach it.
Right. Yeah. It definitely had its ups and downs, but I'm not mad.
Man,
I'm not mad at all.
congratulations on all that, Queen B. That's major.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
I'm still trying to wrap my brain around the fact that author is attached to my name. Right. You know how you be like, wow,
yeah.
I'm still shocked at everything. Like before I got on the live with you, I got a delivery from my books. Like sometimes I order them in bulk and just have them here, so in case somebody wants to order them or whatever. And I'm like, every time I open the package, I'm just smiling like God is good. Yeah. And 5 of them were children's books. I co-wrote them with my baby.
Okay, that's good.
I co-wrote them with my children.
Yeah.
And they're learning the process of being an entrepreneur. And I'm teaching them early on. They're 8. I have a set of 8-year-old twins here at home, a 9-year-old and a 13-year-old.
Okay.
And they are learning those tactics of what it takes to market your brand. Pitch your ideas and sit here and do podcasts. They got their own interviews set up. I've become a momager now.
You're the momager.
Because they became authors. You know what I mean? Like it's a trip. This year ain't bad.
No, not bad at all. Hey, that's another thing we got in common. Children's authors. I'm a children's author and I got
I love it.
So that's cool. I mean, I think in part of the legacy, from listening to you talk and just hearing what you're saying, a part of the legacy that also resonates with me is that a lot of what we do is for our children. That's really the legacy.
Yeah,
we're making
exactly.
For ourselves but we're trying to show them something different. So they understand, hey, it's okay to have a job, but you don't have to just wait for that. You can use your creativity, your gifts, and go out and make something. So I think that's very important. Like I say, what you've done with your kids, I think that's great, and that's kind of the same premise that I take. That's kind of why I do everything.
Exactly. Yeah. Leaving that legacy, that's what I keep hearing is legacy. Legacy. It keeps resonating in my spirit. Like, what is this for if you don't leave a legacy?
That's right. That's right. What is it for?
Bottom line, it's so serious. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I got the kids I have. You know how you be like, God, you really chose the right kids for me.
Yeah. You're good, Lord. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
look, especially now that we all in the house together.
Right. And I mean, they the type where if mama said today we going out to the lake, they good with that. Mm. If I say we about to pack our bags and get on the road and go somewhere, they good with that.
Yeah.
They good either way. This year we got so much closer because in a pandemic, you couldn't do nothing, hang with each other, right? Because all the germs and stuff out there.
That's right.
So we went to Louisiana. We went to New Orleans for the first time as a family.
Yeah.
We went to Houston. We went to St. Louis. We was everywhere. We went to Mississippi.
Wow.
We've been traveling. The kids we hung out. Hotel, beach, everything. We didn't live our life this year.
That's a huge benefit if people that have kids have taken advantage of that, to have that time. I know I have 2 of my kids are in college and they spent their first, semester doing it from home. And when children go to college and they become adults, that's when you start to see less and less of them because now they're starting to branch out. They may want to go to their friend's house for Thanksgiving. So for me, it's been a blessing to have my children here. The college
house,
we have a 7-year-old, and just be here with my wife and all of us be able to get along and enjoy each other in this space when we can, because when things change, we won't have that time together. Not this way. You know, they'll both be in their space. So like you say, I think it's great that you've enjoyed your family and made time to create memories with your family, because in the end, that's what counts. Like, you know, all the stuff.
And I'm so I've been paying so much attention to detail. Yeah. My kids are hilarious. The other day, one of them was laying on the bed, and I said, "Come here, girl. Let me get that ash off your legs." And then she's like, "Mama, you never lotioned my legs before." I said, "Well, just come here, baby.
We'll get that ash off today.
Let me get the ash off your legs." You know what I'm saying? Because it's just think about it. They're growing up right before our eyes, and time is of essence, and it's not waiting on nobody.
Yeah, it's not. You're absolutely
You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I have a set of twins, and they're my babies. So they're the last ones that they're 8 years old now. Okay. I'm like, dang, golly, y'all already 8?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just a trip watching them, you know, grow. But I wouldn't have it no other way. I don't want somebody else in charge of raising my kids, or, you know what I mean, having to take care of my seeds.
That's right. Like, when they get a certain age, when they hit that 14, 15, whatever isn't there, it's hard to create. That bond is harder to create. Not saying you can't, but, you know, normally it's made at that young age. And like you say, when they get around 8, 10, next thing you know, they 12 and 13, you're like, man, where's the time going?
Golly.
You know? Yeah, they grow up, get big. And, you know, like you say, you know, I completely understand that. I have a 7-year-old, but I have 2 that are in college. So just watching how fast they grew up. 1 minute we doing the children's book together. Next minute, you know, they playing sports and, you know.
They're in college.
Wow.
Same here. I got a 30-year-old daughter and one that's 32. So I know what you're saying. They're very of ages. I got 7 total.
Okay.
So I do this for my heartbeats. People sometimes, you know, try to be in competition with me. I'm like, do you understand? Like, before I can even get to you, I'm already over here trying to, you know, make sure that I look out for my heartbeats that I've brought into the world and make these solid investments into them. I'm not focused on you. I'm not focused in being in this competitive ping pong that you're trying to do, because I don't got time for that, because I got to raise and rear and bring these up in the best way that I can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those creative households. We just went and got poster boards for our vision boards for 2021. We went to the store and got our stuff yesterday. Yeah. And my kids are like, oh, you know, I got my vision board, you know, 8-year-old.
Wow.
You got to teach them that now.
That's right. That's
you know what I mean? Right. These are priceless gems that only you can do, and it's good for them. It's good for our spirit and our soul, and, you know, that connection of having mommy at home even.
That's right.
You know,
there's a lot of benefit. I think it's, like you say, it's been a great time, you know, like for family, you know, if you've been able to do family, and then, you know, be able to work from home. A lot of times people haven't been able to work from home and have that space, and, you know, they get a different respect for entrepreneurs, because they realize that working at home is not as easy as they think. You know, sometimes you think that people who working from home, or people that are independently doing things or creating, it's like nonstop. It's like, as an entrepreneur, you could have a success, but you have to now get right back on that horse and start recreating, duplicating, identifying people that can help you reduplicate those efforts, because it falls back on you to some degree, you know, until you get your business to a place.
Exactly.
It falls back on you. So
do me a favor.
Yeah.
Give us all your social media sites, duty calls. I got to go to the restroom.
Okay. I'll tell you what, here's the site that you can find everything. Go to forresttuff.com.
Hold on a second.
Do that.
Hold on. Let me put you on the phone. Okay, there we go. Go ahead.
All right, everyone. If you want to find out more about me, just go to forresttuff.com. That's FORRESTTUFF.com. And all my social media links will be there. You can learn about my work in the film industry. You can learn about my work with media production, with corporations and government agencies. And also you can learn about my public speaking, because I am a public speaker. I do a lot of events on different topics. But if you want to know more about me, that's where you go, forresttuff.com.
All right, I'm coming. You hear me? I'm coming.
You're fine.
And I did wash my hands. I did wash my hands. I'm really silly. Okay, let's put me back on the screen.
All right.
There we go. See the wet? Look, I washed them.
Let them know. Let them know. Y'all see, you walk out like this.
Woo. Right. We are taking coronavirus serious. I took the time,
That's right.
You have been a great guest. I am just so enjoying this. Unfortunately, we are at the end of the show.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure. Thank you for having me so much. And I wish you the most success and continued success.
Thank you.
Queen G. I think it's big what you're doing.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for supporting me. We just met, just came, to get to know each other. But this has been already, let's applaud ourselves for the work, that we do. Thank you so much for working so hard and contributing to, to the world, what you do, what you bring to the table. I'm going to put my friend in touch with you today so that you guys can link, because she's looking for a videographer in the area of Georgia, and she lives out there. So
thank you so much.
Definitely, thank you. I had so much fun with you today.
Yeah, I had a good time too. This was good. It was real good.
You have a blessed and amazing day, and we will be in touch in the inbox. Okay.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Have a good one.
All right.
Oh, see, awesome shows. Listen. Don't miss none. Don't miss no more shows from here. You may want to tune into all the Queen G live experiences. You never know who's going to be on here. He was an amazing guest, amazing gentleman, very creative. I love his spirit. Y'all stay tuned. This is your girl, Queen G from Queen G Live Experience. I got some more shows coming up later on. Please tune in later. It is 10 o'clock my time, which is Central Standard Time. I will be live with actress Teresa Ford from the hit show Family Reunion. So don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. I'm out of here, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.